Hi everyone, and thanks so much for tuning in for today's video interview. Tony Restel here from Social Hire, and today we're going to be talking about building future fit teams. And I'm delighted to be joined by Shelley Iocona and Kelly O'Connell from consulting firm On Its Axis. Shelley, Kelly, thanks so much for joining us today. Shelley, would you like to just tell us briefly about yourself and your company, and then we'll get into today's questions.
Yes, Tony, thanks for having us. This is fun. On Its Axis is an innovation consulting firm helping organizations grow and scale. Kelly and I run the firm together, and we have a product and people framework that helps companies innovate.
Fantastic. Perhaps if we could start, could you talk to me a little bit about what you see is disruption and why business leaders are concerned with that at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. So business disruption really refers to a competitor creating better products and services and creating massive turmoil for an organization. So business leaders today are really concerned about this, as they should be. And one way that they can sort of hedge against disruption is by creating cultures of innovation. We believe this is something that is really important for them to invest in and something that we're really passionate about.
And just to be clear, this would be things like Uber or Airbnb, someone like that coming in and just totally disrupting a sector?
Yeah, absolutely. Providing better solutions that take market share away from others is one way to look at it. And you know, there's different ways to think about how to work against disruption in terms of product portfolios. So we do a lot in terms of how do you think about your products, how do you think about the markets that you serve, and how do you rapidly create new experiments to test with customers. That's one way to make sure that you don't get disrupted.
Really interesting. Kelly, if I could ask you about the workplace changes that we've seen over the last years and the kinds of trends we should be looking out for, because this is going to feed into how companies would overcome that kind of disruption.
Thanks, Tony, and thanks for giving us the opportunity to be here. I think it's very easy coming out of 2020 to think about workplace change as it relates to employee experience in the workplace, thinking about inclusion and the role that inclusion plays, thinking about communication and the role communication plays, and certainly the distribution of your workforce from centralized in an office sector to external. But I challenge organizations to think beyond that to the conversations that have been happening for longer. And this is really the change from a skills-based workplace that's designed around functional roles and a linear progression of career development to an innovation workplace where teams are working collaboratively around distinct programs and products and really helping the organizations to think not just about innovating through acquisition, but innovating through the development of internal structures for organizational impact. Additionally, I think one of the key things that we should watch out for is the trend of enterprise organizations refocusing and identifying the link between profit and impact and purpose. Historically, organizations were really responsible for reporting out around the financial success of their organization. But today's consumers are demanding of these enterprise organizations not just a great product experience, but a product experience that fits into the ecosystem and the way they think about how the world should operate.
Interesting. And a question for both of you, because leaders are going to need to plan for and build future fit organizations that are going to obviously help them adapt to these kinds of changing workforce needs and the disruption in markets. How would each of you recommend that leaders go about doing that?
Yeah, one way is to look at their product portfolios and train their workforce to be entrepreneurs. So really to think about breakthrough products and services. These are moonshots. These are 10 times the impact. And ways to do that is really about experimentation. So we talk about failing fast. We talk about helping internal teams learn how to ideate, learn how to work creatively and collaborate together to really propel their organizations forward. Another way to do this is to really train them up and then design teams. Some of the work we do is organization design. So design teams that work really well together to innovate on specific solutions within their product portfolio teams.
Fantastic. Kelly, and you?
And I'd say really to echo on what Shelley was saying around the role that team plays is that inclusive organizations are more optimized organizations that value the diversity, not just during the hiring process, but throughout the employee's life cycle within the organization. And that diversity is not just cultural diversity or the position with which the individuals contributing to the organization, but the neurodiversity of the team, the approach to work, the ways in which we collaborate, creating space where it's safe to try and collaborate in different manners within a team while staying focused on an end goal that's consistent. And this is the balancing act that I'd advise future fit leaders to hold. Being a change agile organization doesn't just mean being great at change. It means being great at change with a clear vision that a collective team is engaged around, bought into, and excited about. And I think that when we create teams in that way, we create an inspired workforce that really optimizes the energy output of all of our team members and creates a better experience for customers.
Fantastic. Really, really interesting topic, and I'm sure it's going to be very, very relevant over the coming years as industries evolve and we all emerge from the pandemic with new markets and changed circumstances in front of us. So thank you both for your time today. Are there any contact details, anything you'd like to share with people in terms of resources, website address, anything like that?
Absolutely. We love connecting on LinkedIn. We have a company page, On Its Axis, our website, onitsaxis.com, and then we're getting more and more active personally on Twitter, and we have some new exciting things launching soon, so be sure to follow us.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you both ever so much, and have a great rest of the week, everyone. Bye for
Thanks
now.
so much, Tony.